Hello, bookworms. My name is Caleb, and I am your host for today's podcast.
And I'm Mio, and your guest.
Today's book is Harry Potter, The Goblet of Fire. The Try to Wizard tournament is about 3 schools that go into a Hunger Games type of competition over the Goblet of Fire.
A group of kids from each schools put their name in the paper into the goblet. And then at one time, the goblet will come out with one paper for each student who's going to be in the contest.
During this contest, Mad-Eye Moody, the new Defense in the Dark Arts professor, is introduced, and honestly, I feel like he's really sketchy.
The whole book, he was not a normal teacher. He was always helping out Harry and just generally going off to places randomly.
Yeah, he was giving like Snape vibes. Well,
yeah.
Throughout this tournament, there are items called port keys. These port keys are items when they're touched, they will bring a person to a different location. One of these items was the Goblet of Fire itself.
There was 3 tasks for each school, but for Durmstrang there was Victor, Bobatonks there was Flair, and but Hogwarts had 2 tributes. Cedric Diggory and Harry Potter.
The first task during the Triwizard Tournament was to steal a golden egg guarded by dragons. Mad Moody had informed Harry Potter beforehand about the dragons, which nobody else knew. And that caused Harry Potter to practice a spell to bring his broom to him, which is really cool because he's good at flying. What do you think about this?
I think it was a very smart decision because everybody in the tributes was supposed to be at least in year 7. He was only in year 4, and he didn't know how to do much things.
True. But at the same time, I kind of feel like that's an unfair advantage because not only does he have main character plot armor, but like he's Harry Potter. He was gonna find a way out of that eventually.
Yeah, but he told Cedric Diggory too about the dragons. But he won that task, getting the egg first. The second task was the Black Lake. So all the champions, they would take like somebody they know or like love or a friend, and they'll like put them underwater. And whoever swims and gets them first, like there's a lot of creatures in the lake, wins. For Harry, he was in the library trying to figure out something that he could do, but then he slept in the library and forgot. In the morning, Dobby, one of the elves that he set free in the second book, brought him gillyweed so he could breathe underwater.
The concept of gillyweed is like so odd to me. Like just eating a plant and then gaining gills. That's
Yeah, that plant was a little interesting because it was like sliming and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But in that task, Victor won first. Next, it wasn't really a task, but in every Triwizard tournament, there's the Yule Ball. So each of the participants, the players, would bring a date, and it's just like a prom, just a dance.
That's really cool, actually. If, their life wasn't on the line mid-Triwizard tournament.
Yeah.
They were safe at the Yule Ball, though, right?
Yeah, at the Yule Ball, they were perfectly fine.
The only breather they gave. Their third task after the Yule Ball, however, is perilous, to say the least. They're supposed to go through this maze where they face deadly obstacles, and they don't have to stick together. However, Harry and Cedric decide to stick together, and together, after going through multiple challenges, one of which being a sphinx that gives them a riddle to answer. The riddle reads as this. First, think of the person who lives in disguise, who deals secrets and tells naught but lies. Next, tell me what's always the last thing to mend, the middle of middle and the end of end. And finally, give me the sound often heard during the search for a hard-to-find word. Now string them together and answer me this. Which creature would you be unwilling to kiss? The answer to said riddle, you'll have to read the book for. Ultimately, Harry and Cedric get past the trials and find the Goblet of Fire. At the end of it all, after the Triwizard Tournament is over, Harry Potter makes it out of this with newfound hatred from his peers due to them thinking that he sabotaged Cedric and the Goblet of Fire in his possession. I hope you will all enjoy reading these books for yourself. This was your host, Caleb Bartow.
And your guest, Mio.
Stay safe, keep reading, and stay connected. Bye.